Street Fighter 2. This is the game that primarily launched the fighting genre. This game became so popular that it spawned many different versions of the game, such as Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and Super Street Fighter 2. The success of this fighting game led to a series of Street Fighter Alpha, Street Fighter EX, and finally Street Fighter 3 games. Also, the game inspired the creation of 2 movies, as well as 2 cartoon TV series. There was a Street Fighter 1 game as well, but it didn't do too well, and the only characters from the original game to be featured in the second would be Ryu, Ken, and Sagat. Some of the other Street Fighter 1 characters will later return in the Alpha series. What I'm going to be talking about is the first Street Fighter 2 game, titled The World Warrior, for the Super Nintendo. What kind of gameplay do you expect from one of the greatest fighting games of all time? One word: awesome. The graphics are basically a perfect version of the arcade, and the music is great to listen to. You have a variety of punch and kick buttons to use, and executing them on your opponent may take some quite time to get used to if you're a beginner. Every character has their own unique set of moves, depending on the styles of fighting. Except for Ryu and Ken, who basically have the same moves. When a character's life is half empty, the KO sign begins to flash. And the music starts going faster, basically meaning, hurry up and do something or else you're fucked. Or, in this case, yeah, almost got him and her, and just keep at it. When you start the game, you can choose from 8 characters, with each representing a country they're from. Whoever you pick, you must fight all the other characters in the game except yourself. You all know who Ryu, Ken, E Honda, Blanca, Chun-Li, Zangief, Guile, and Dhalsim are. So let me get to the next thing. After you're beating a set of 4 fighters, you get to participate in a bonus game. You can either destroy a car completely, or a ton of bricks that are piled up. After you defeat the other 7 Street Fighter characters, you will have to face off against the unplayable 4 bosses. They're obviously playable in later versions of the game. The first 3 bosses are revealed: Balrog, Vega, and Sagat. Balrog is a violent boxer from Las Vegas, Nevada in the USA, so obviously he never uses his feet to attack. Some of his punches can be cheap as hell, especially when he executes one attack after another. Spinning kick his ass in mid-air seems to work sometimes, or you too can be cheap and use projectile moves, especially since he can't jump that high. Just repeat this process at the right time and you can completely own him. Vega is a masked fighter from Spain and is a very hard son of a bitch to beat. He moves too damn quick and he has an extended reach of his fists because of the claws attached. Sometimes it's hard to hit him because he can anticipate your attacks, which can become very annoying during the fight. It's possible to knock these claws and masks off of him, but he has other tricks up his sleeve. When his life gets low enough, he'll perform a move that no other character in the game can imitate. Climb up the cage and attempting a grapple move from the top, and if it connects, it will do as much damage as Zangief's spinning grapple. It might take some time to beat him, It almost took me 30 fucking times to beat him for just the first time, because he is that hard at first in this game. Sagat is a Muay Thai fighter from Thailand, another hard son of a bitch to beat, because basically he's a souped up version of Ryu and Ken without the spinning kick. The good thing about Sagat is that he has a repetitive attack pattern performing high and low tiger attacks. The best way to beat him is to jump kick him, then immediately floor kick him afterwards. But if you try to jump kick him too close, he'll tiger uppercut your ass. And here is the boss of the game. Bison from Parts Unknown, even though you fight him in another part of Thailand, is a very hard opponent to beat. Just how hard is he? Well, take a look at him whipping my ass. I barely have any time to counterattack, and the worst part is, I didn't even land a hit on him, which is absolutely ridiculous. Damn! From his floor sweeps to jumping on your head and then connecting with a body slam, he is still one of the hardest final bosses of any game to defeat. His most annoying moves are the scissor kick and the psycho crusher, which projects a burning image of yourself. It will take some time and a lot of patience to defeat this guy. In later versions of the game, he becomes somewhat easier, except for Street Fighter Alpha 3, but in the very first Street Fighter 2, he is near impossible. You just gotta practice again and again with your best fighter possible, and beating him becomes a breath of fresh air. When you finally beat Bison, you'll get an ending depending on which character you beat the game with, and some of the endings tell a little background story on that particular character. Overall, what can I say? This game is a great classic, considering it was re-released multiple times on handhelds and other consoles, bundled with a bunch of other classic games. This game gets a 9.5 out of 10. I doubt anyone who has played a fighting game has not missed this game at all. And with that said, I leave the end of the review to Ryu blasting a Hadouken to your face. So until next review, take care.